telling you what I heard, but what I know. More daily affirmations after this. Howdy folks, Dr. Flo here. I am your resident clarity coach, performance coach, dream coach based in the internet. I am so happy to see you today. What good is your love in the world if it's not being poured out? Even when you don't have a lot of money, even when you don't have a lot of time, if you are pouring out your love in all the best ways that you can, and if you're pouring out your love in a way that honors your heart, I promise you that that is good enough. Sometimes in your life, you'll feel like you're not doing enough, like you're not outputting enough, like you're not showing up enough. But if you are being true to yourself and being true to your inner guidance, being true to your intuition, being true to your faith, your hope, and your love, I want you to know that you're going to be A-okay. Doesn't matter if you can see the entire staircase if you're committed to taking the next step. I'll say that one more time. It does not matter if you can see the whole staircase or not, as long as you are willing. And really, life is all about willingness, right? You have to be willing to take the next step. Willingness. Are you willing to be patient enough to see the plan through? Are you willing to be patient enough to run on to see what the end will be? Will you trust in your heart that better is for you? I can hear our near and dear and new ancestor, Tina Turner, in her interview with Oprah. She said, I was going through so much in my life, I'm paraphrasing. I was going through so much in my life, but I always knew that there was better for me. And so what that spoke to last night as I watched it before bed was unction to function and not settle for exactly what you have. Just because the life that you're experiencing is the one that you're experiencing right now doesn't mean that's the way it's always going to be. Just because you're surrounded by a certain family and friend group right now doesn't mean that's the way it's always going to be. Make sure that you're always reaching for the best and better in your situation. That's what I learned from Tina Turner last night as I was reflecting on the light of her life. Hey, Allison, good to see you for a moment in time. Tina Turner taught us that better is always waiting for you. You don't have to be in a toxic situation. You don't have to be beat up by a person named Ike. You don't have to deal with record labels and industries turning their back on you. You can just bring out your legs and reinvent yourself. You can become better. I love that interview she had with Oprah where she talked about all I had to do was simply be better. And so we do daily affirmations every day here, twice a day, in order to call ourselves and our subconscious mind into what's better, to reprogram ourselves from a place of being weak to the affirmation, I am strong. How would your life change today, folks, if you truly believed that you were strong, worthy, capable of having better for yourself no matter what? So as we go through these affirmations this morning, we're going to do the first set of heart affirmations, and then we're going to move into the anti-capitalist affirmations, because capitalism, in my humble opinion, and the chase of money over joy and pleasure and peace is what's really tearing me up from the inside out, and it tears a lot of us up from the inside out. This need for more money, more power, more control of the uncontrollable. That's what's messing me up in life. So these affirmations program us into a different, higher vibration for ourselves. The first time I say the affirmation, it's for your head. The second time, if it really resonates with you, you can move it down into your heart. Thank you, sister friend. I love you so much. I'm still out here doing the work in my own special way. I can't do your work. You can't do my work. We're just doing the work, trying to heal the people in all the ways we can. All right, whenever you're ready, here we go. I honor my truth. I honor my truth. I have everything that I need. I have everything that I need. I am enough. I am enough. I am grateful. I am grateful. Just take what you need. I choose to go with the flow. I choose to go with the flow. I am confident. I am confident. I am present. I am present. I am supported. I am supported. How would your life change today if you truly believed that you're supported? I am worthy. I am worthy. I let go of what does not serve me. I let go of what does not serve me. So hard. We really think in life that we need to get more things. Like I said earlier, more money, more control, more food, more sex, more whatever. But I've found recently, just to pause for a second, that it's actually not what I need to acquire that would make me feel better. It's actually what I need to let go. The relationships, the rumination over the past. If I can just let that go because it doesn't serve me, I start to have more room and space inside for the things that I really love. I am strong. I am strong. I am patient. I am patient. I trust the process. I trust the process. I love myself. Let's just settle into that one for a second. I love myself. I'm not even trying to be a Pollyanna here and pretend that this one's easy. This one's sometimes the hardest one in the deck on some days. But deep down at the seat of my soul, when I really come home, I recognize that, you know what? I'm doing the best that I can. I love myself for it. I love myself. I am doing my best. I am doing my best. I respect my journey. I respect my journey. Here's another favorite of mine. I choose to find happiness. I choose to find happiness. I am rich. I am rich. I ain't talking about money, folks. I am rich. I am abundant. I am abundant. Take a breath. Feel your heart rise higher today. Now we move into the anti-capitalist affirmations because, like I said, so much of what drives my stress index and so much of what drives the calamity in my personal space is anchored around money, the pursuit of money. So many of us live really, really high pressured and painful lives because we're focused on the paper chase. And while I'm not even trying to say that money isn't important, I've decided that I want to make money in a way that brings me pure joy, which is a bit different than what the society at large is happening. Most people want to wake up and drag themselves into a job that they don't like, doing things they don't love. I made a decision that even if I just die on the side of the road, I'd rather die on the side of the road in love and joy of what I really want to do. The pandemic shook me up in a different kind of way. The pandemic made me realize, oh God, a virus could come or a bus could come and take me away any moment. I'm not doing anything I don't want to do anymore. I'll make the money, but I'm going to make it on my terms, in my joy and in my flow. Well, that's very easy for you to do because you don't have kids and any major responsibilities and things like that. Oh, so be it then. So be it then. I choose to operate in joy. I choose to figure out the ways to make my money and to sustain myself in pure positive energy. This is why the moment that I pick up on negativity in a situation or a circumstance, I immediately unplug. Because when I had COVID in December 2020, I think it was now, 2021, I don't know. The first year where we were stuck in the house with COVID, I laid in the house by myself. I did not have a partner. Poppy Water was not here yet. And I had friends that were texting me, but nobody nursed me back to health with COVID. I was in the house. I sang through it though, because that was the one joy I had, was to sing with COVID. I was like, how long can I take this? And nearly died. But that's neither here nor there. In my secret place and in the dark with COVID, I said, if I get up off this couch eventually, I'm going to live life on my own terms. If I do get up from this deathbed, I had one white guy who was a kind of lover, who was saying, make sure you stay hydrated, don't lose your fluids, like make sure that you take care of yourself. Like he coached me through COVID, but that was like text message COVID coaching. As my chest started to get more and more heavy and I started to lose my singing voice. By like day 4 or 5 of COVID, I couldn't sing anymore, and singing brings me joy. Singing is the true joy and passion of my life. And so when I couldn't do that, I was like, oh shit, I may actually be out of here. But then you start begging and pleading with the sky. You know what? If I do get up from this sick bed, and I've done this several times in my life, God, if you get me up off of this sick bed, I won't live the way I've been living. I won't be clocking into situations and circumstances or subscribing to people, places, and events that don't bring me joy. Not for the next 40 years, I won't. Tina Turner, I think, passed at 83, which means that if I live as long as she lives, I have about 43 more years here on planet Earth. Why would I live it in chaos and pain? Why would I live it doing things I don't want to do? Why would I not take Tina Turner's advice and try to do better for me? I'm trying to get the lessons. Anyway, anti-capitalist affirmations. Number 1, I'm allowed to spend my time creating things even if they're not beautiful. I'm allowed to spend my time creating things even if they are not beautiful. There's no such thing as a real job. All forms of work are real and valid. I'll say that one more time for the people in the back. There's no such thing as a real job. Okay? A lot of people don't validate musicians and ministers and pastoral people in society. You're going to value it, or I'm not going to be around. People will see me in this life exactly as I am and as I say, or they will not see me at all. That's not a threat. That's a promise. You will see me in my glory, in my story, or you won't see me at all. I will be introducing myself to people as a metaverse worship pastor, a clarity coach, and a teaching artist for the rest of my days. If I can't introduce myself in every situation as that and be revered and respected in the power of my I am, you won't see me no more. Recently I had to, and I'm trying to be classy, folks. I'm really trying to be classy. Recently I was put in a professional situation where I could tell that while people wanted to use my body in various ways, they didn't respect me as Dr. Flo. I couldn't get a text returned. I couldn't find an email. I couldn't get my questions answered to satisfaction. So you got to learn in your life how to get up from the table when the food that you want isn't being served. Hello, somebody. When they're not serving the ribs you like, or the rice you like, or the gravy you like, or the potatoes you like, you got to get up. You got to get up. Because to sit there and continue to eat on things that you know you don't enjoy will make you sick. My partner, Poppy Water, 33 on the internet, Poppy Water 33, check him out for a reading. He is vegan, strictly vegan. I flex and I cheat. He is strictly vegan. If I serve him pot roast and shrimp for dinner and he eats it, he's also gluten intolerant. So if I served him dinner rolls with pot roast and shrimp, he would get sick. Now, if I came in here every day, and I make a mean pot of beans for my man, but if I came in here every day and made a pot roast and made shrimp and yeast rolls for him and sat it down, and he got sick every day eating it, he would eventually get up. He would eventually get up. We talked about it this morning. Someone in his family was trying to serve him things that he doesn't eat. You have to recognize in life what your diet is. I'll say it one more time. You have to recognize in life what your diet is.
Amen. Amen.
You have to recognize what your diet is.
Emotional diet.
Your emotional diet, your spiritual diet, your energetic diet.
Amen.
And if someone tries to serve you gossip, if someone tries to serve you drama, if someone tries to serve you chaos.
Oh, that's merch. But I'm making a visual for that.
Thank you, King.
Yeah.
If you are being served these things and you know they're not for you. Now, some people will eat the gossip, eat the chaos, eat the confusion. Some people will eat these things and wonder why they're ill. But Spirit has revealed to me exactly the reasons why I get sick. I get sick, I get depressed, I get suicidal every time I don't live according to my truth. I get anxious every time I do things outside of my power. I get depressed every time I do things that don't serve my heart. Y'all know what serves your heart. You know what you belong to and what you're passionate about. You know who you are. You know how it feels good when people say certain things to you, and then you feel sad and crummy when they say different things. You know what this is about. You know exactly what this is about. Stop pretending like your emotional guidepost and your spidey senses are off. If your spidey senses are telling you that you're going in a direction that's going to harm you, stop going in that direction. And there's no phone call or talking to someone or fixing of a situation when Spirit has clearly told you, do not move forward. If Spirit is telling you to not move forward in any area of your life, folks, I don't care how your friends and family feel about it. I don't care what your lovers feel about it. I don't care what the dog and the cats feel about it. If Spirit is telling you, you know what? For some reason, and in my particular situation recently, I had many reasons, but all you need is an inkling. All you need is just a piece of, I don't know about this. Okay? If your spirit guides are telling you to not move forward in any way, stop production. Recently, I was involved in some talks in order to move into a building in the main street of town here. And the person essentially told me that they didn't trust our arrangement. And they said that they would need a contract. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. Let's just halt production. Do you know that you're allowed to say no in your life? Do you know that you're allowed to halt production? Do you know that you're allowed to go in a completely different direction than the direction you were going in? And that is enough? I think someone needs to hear today that no is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. No, period. That does not agree with my spirit.
No,
something is off here.
No, I don't want beef and yeast rolls.
No, I do not want beef and yeast rolls. But this one got me really, really wound up today, folks, because I'm being forced in my environment for a multitude of reasons to get a real job, to get a job that satisfies on paper. And that's not going to happen, as I've expressed, because there's no such thing as a real job. All forms of work are real and valid, and the spiritual service I provide to the world is worth more than I'm presently being paid. I behold better in my heart. You all may not want to see the goodness of the Lord, but somebody is so on the edge of their rope. Someone is in so much pain right now. Someone is struggling in their business, in their performance, in their energy so bad right now that they will pay me any amount I ask to help get them free. And I am capable and powerful enough in my singularity of energy to get them out of that circumstance if they're willing to do the work. I'm walking by faith, not by sight. That's what makes me different. I'm truly walking by faith and not by sight. I quit all of my jobs for this. And if I'm no longer supported here by this community, I will be supported by someone because God is with me. That's the kind of energy you have to have in life. An energy that says, no matter, God has my back. No matter what. There's nothing that I need to accomplish to be worthy. I'm already worthy. There is nothing that I need to accomplish to be worthy. I'm already worthy. Doing nothing is good for my soul. Doing nothing is good for my soul. I'm not defined by what I produce. I am not defined by what I produce. My worth cannot be measured by my paycheck, my job title, or a list of professional or academic achievements. My worth cannot be measured by my paycheck, my job title, or a list of professional or academic achievements. I do not need to monetize my hobbies. It's enough to spend time doing something I love. I do not need to monetize my hobbies. It is enough to spend time doing something I love. I will not let society decide what success looks like. Yesterday we talked about this. What is society? Society is your friends, your family, your bosses, the people whose opinions some of y'all pay attention to. I will not allow society to decide for me what success looks like. I can define what successful life looks like for me. But what if you end up in the streets? What if you end up hungry, alone, and afraid? What if? It hasn't happened yet. I've never been forsaken yet. I've never begged for food yet. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. So I am defining what a successful life looks like. And the people that I work with and the people that I coach are trying to work with me in sessions to define for themselves what success looks like and how to proceed in that success. It brings me great joy to teach them how to self-care. It brings me great joy to teach them how to express themselves, how to honor and love themselves more deeply. People want to pull me into all kinds of lions, tigers, and bears kind of situations, but when I ask them to just sit with me online and focus on the positive, to focus on how to decolonize our thoughts around capitalism, to teach them how to grow in community while supporting me and serving me as I support and serve them. Very, very hard to find, folks. Very hard to find. This is why the spirit of the mystic Jesus said, "Could you not tarry for the night?" Jesus had 12 disciples. One of them was going to betray him with a kiss. So the story goes. 12 disciples, one of them was going to betray him with a smooch. Meaning that some of the people who betray you will come with kisses and love to hang you from the tree. The rest were simply sleeping. Jesus said, "Can you not tarry for the night? Can you not hang out in the live stream for longer than 5 seconds? Can you not be in the presence of love and success and excellence for yourself and the other for longer than 5 seconds? Can you not tarry?" says the spirit of the mystical Jesus. Most people can't, folks. They want to do what they want to do. They're in their own me story, as we call it in psychology. We're all in our own me story. But I can't get people to be turned on and to be inspired and to be in loving community finding support. But that doesn't mean that it's not necessary in the world. That just means that there's no resonance with the people who are watching me in the moment. And that is okay. God is with me. As we move into the end of the week, we are moving into self-love and reflection and peace. We're moving into the promise that self-love gives that will never be forsaken. We're moving into the promise that love gives that will never be alone. We're moving into the promise that self-love gives, that all is not lost until we say so. We're moving into the reflection that I am as God sees me, not as the people around me see me. I am as God sees me. I am reflecting the divine. The same sun that's shining on me is bouncing off of me into your eyeballs and into your eardrums. True love that doesn't need to convince. Remember, whenever we come in here, I always tell you all, I have nothing to prove, I have nothing to protect, I have nothing to hide, and I have nothing to defend. That's how I live in life. Even if I have to leave the dwelling that I'm in and live under a bridge somewhere, I'll go right under that bridge, having nothing to prove, nothing to protect, nothing to hide, and nothing to defend. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. My work these days feels like a crazy street preacher preaching the gospel of love to people who aren't interested, family and friends who are not interested. It feels that way, but I'm glad that I don't just operate according to my feelings. I operate according to my divine knowing that there's work to be done. And I am the one to do this work. Today is Throat Thursdays. It's where we move from our heart chakra on Wednesdays up into our throat. Remember, we're raising from our root chakra that grounds us on Sunday, and we're pushing up and through into the crown and the true divinity of who we are on this earth. The throat chakra is the chakra that centers our communications and clarity. If you've not been able to tell, I am a person with a very open throat chakra. I'm a performer and a public speaker and a singer and an expresser in life. And so my throat chakra is very open. Some people run away from me because my throat chakra is open. Others come closer. Remember, the law of attraction is doing all of the work. But communication and clarity in communication is what the throat chakra is all about. Some people use lapis lazuli, sodalite, celestite, amazonite. Some people charge their prayers or put their intentions into these crystals in order to open the clarity of their throat chakra. The throat chakra also brings us into a space of truth and wellness. A place where even if it makes you uncomfortable, I'm still going to speak my truth. That is the openness of throat chakra. If you do throat chakra opening meditations, you'll find that you'll be able to speak more truth to people without being afraid of the outcomes. I'll say this even if it lands me in the street. I'll speak this even if they're not my friend anymore. Even if I have to lose this job that I don't enjoy, I'll just speak it because there's a wellness that springs up in speaking your truth. Every time you speak your truth, a lie dies. The affirmation for the throat chakra is I speak. I speak life today. I speak love today. I speak clarity today. I speak power today. I speak sound mind today. I speak protection today. I speak love today. I speak love today. I speak love today. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I often listen a lot of times to what people are saying. If you pay attention, if you just get still and you pay attention to what people are saying, they'll tell you everything you need to know. What they say in that movie? If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. So just pay attention to what's going on around you and then move accordingly while speaking your truth with boldness and power. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. When your throat chakra is out of balance, you will dwell in manipulation instead of communication. When your throat chakra is out of balance, you'll think that you need to convince people of your ideas and your plans, or you'll try to fast talk them, or you'll try to manipulate their ideas for some kind of good that you believe would be best for the person, but not. You know, I've gone through this intensely for the last month. It's been very, very challenging to be manipulated when you simply want honest and clear communication. It's unfortunate. When you're unbalanced in your throat chakra, you also have a problem speaking to those who you perceive to be in authority. You can't question anyone who has power over you. You can't question someone who's holding the reins of your experience. When you feel like you're being controlled, or someone has authority or a job or a housing condition or transportation condition over you, or any of the other things that people experience, you feel, if your throat chakra isn't balanced, you feel like you can't speak up for yourself. This also with the kids. Some kids feel like they can't tell their teachers or their parents or their superintendents or their principals what they're going through truly. It could be because there's an abusive adult in their life trying to remove the power of their throat chakra. I came through this as a child. My father, imagine me being a singer and performer, entertainer, and my father saying, "Don't you dare go to school and tell these people that I do this to you." I do remember as a child being deeply coerced to not share with the adults in my life that were sworn. You know, teachers and guidance counselors in the school systems are under affidavits, and they're sworn to speak up when there are mental health crises in the home, to speak up when there's physical abuse and violence happening. These adults are mandatory reporters that are supposed to do this. And my father, making me believe that I can't speak to those in authority, would take that power from me. What happens within our house should stay within our house. So the reason why I live stream so much in my present life is because I'm making up for the lost time of being in homes with parents who said, "Don't tell anybody our business as we abuse you." I'm healing my child self by live streaming. How about that for an epiphany on a Thursday? I'm healing myself by live streaming 24/7 because I come from a house of abusers. I come from abusive family. I come from families where they perpetuated abuse upon me, and then I passed it around as well until I knew better. Very, very key on I passed my abuses on until I knew better. The problem happens when people are abusing you, or they continue to abuse when they know better. God save us from people who abuse us even though they know better. Hey, Quincy. Welcome to the party. God save us from people who abuse us when they know better. Right? Good to see you, Quincy. Welcome back. So, when your throat chakra is imbalanced, you'll feel like you can't speak up for yourself. It will give very much the Oprah Winfrey question, were you silent or were you silenced? Iconic moment when she asked that beautiful woman, Meghan, married to Prince Harry, were you silent or were you silenced? Remember, people who are out of alignment with their throat chakra will make you feel like you can't speak to those in authority or that you can't speak up for yourself. When your throat chakra is also out of balance, you will be scared of judgment, rejection, and silence. I'll say it one more time. When your throat chakra is out of balance, you'll be scared of the judgment of others. You'll be scared of people rejecting you. You'll be afraid that they can push you out of their lives, and you'll be afraid to just move in freedom when your throat chakra is out of balance. You'll be afraid of the silence. You'll be surprised. I'm a cuckoo clock, like I've been explaining all week. So when you see me, I'm talking and singing and things. But when you don't see me, Poppy Waters doing most of the talking. I don't really say a lot when I'm not operating in my ministry and in my calling. I don't have anything to talk about other than what I'm called to. I'm called to love. I'm called to healing people. What else would I talk about? So I don't really do a lot of side conversations and small talk with people because I'm not scared of the silence. I know that if I get still, I have the answers to every problem I have already inside me. I think someone needs to hear that today. You have answers to every problem you have inside of you right now. And if you do get silent, you will hear the answer. You'll be told where your fuck yes is and where your fuck no is. You'll know to translate what you really, really are called towards and what you really, really don't want to do. Kids don't have these problems. If you work with any 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, and you put down the Brussels sprouts, a kid either really loves Brussels sprouts or they ain't with it. It's only the adults who say, but I made you Brussels sprouts and I put on this special salt. Don't you want to eat it? And then we go, well, they did work a lot of hours at their job to buy the Brussels sprouts for me, and they did use that seasoning, and I don't really like lemon pepper on my Brussels sprouts, but damn, they really did go out of their way to give me these Brussels sprouts, so I guess I'll eat it. Kids ain't gonna do that. Remember, we talk about children and their self-love capacity almost every day. Kids love themselves. They ain't gonna eat Brussels sprouts for you. So why are we afraid of dwelling in the silence and the rejection of people and the judgment of people, or be scared? The reason why that would happen is because our throat chakra is unbalanced. But there's good news. You can align your throat chakra today by articulating clearly your thoughts and feelings. The way you open the clarity and communication of your throat chakra is by saying what you gotta say. Like I talk about all the time. Some people sit close by me, other people don't sit close by me. The reason why is because I say what I gotta say. If something ain't vibing in my spirit, I walk away. If I don't like you, you ain't hearing from me. There's a clarity in the articulation of my thoughts and feelings. When you are aligned with your throat chakra, when you are aligned with your throat chakra, you also trust your intuition. Like we were talking about earlier, if spirit tells you to stop a contract, to stop a job, to stop an environmental circumstance, if spirit is speaking to you to not go forward, it's very, very, very dangerous for you to then go forward anyway. If your intuition right now, some of you listening now and listening later are honing into, coming home to your intuition. You're pretending to be confused when you're not confused. I'll say it one more time. You are pretending to be confused when you're not confused. Your intuition has clearly said that is going to lead you into a situation that's going to hem you up. You're going to end up in jail, bitch. That's what your intuition is saying. But then you go, you know what? How many times in our lives, though, have we overridden our intuition and ended up in nonsense? Just take a moment, even now, to reflect about every time that I have overridden my intuition. Every time that my intuition and my spirit has said, you don't want to do this, I've eventually ended up in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. I put myself in, just to be very clear with you, if you want to not mince words today, Dr. Flo, I've been sexually assaulted in my life in New York City. I've personally been sexually assaulted because I didn't trust my intuition. I'm not saying that's the reason why all sexual assault happens. Don't send me your emails. I don't care. I'm not saying that this is the reason why all sexual assault happens. That's a larger discussion. In my situation, and I've been sexually assaulted twice by two different people, sexually abused by more than that in my life. Every time these things have happened, it's because I didn't trust my intuition. Don't go in that house. Don't pick up that phone. Don't leave the house tonight. No, but I really want to get what I want. So I overrode my intuition, and then the people that I thought were sketchy and wanted to take from me ended up taking from me. This looks like a person who will eventually take from me. I don't like the way the doors lock on this house, but I'll go in anyway. Be very, very careful as you're trying to come home to yourself that you trust your intuition. Every time I've gone against my intuition, it's been painful for me. And I know that you have stories of your own like this because it's just one big human story. Also, healing your throat chakra means that you start to move into this thing called discernment. I'm feeling called right now to Google what discernment is. Discernment is defined as the ability to judge well. In certain spiritual contexts, discernment is the perception in the absence of judgment with a view to obtain spiritual guidance and understanding. Discernment essentially is moving with spiritual guidance and understanding. Y'all better trust that. When you're aligned with your throat chakra and with higher power, you can trust your discernment. And you are good with quiet. That's why I don't even mind. If Quincy's still here, I'm not sure. But this is why I don't mind when people aren't around me. Like I told you, trolls crack on me because I have 1 or 2 viewers. I have 1 or 2 viewers because discernment is at work. There's a reason why people aren't in my live streams who say they're on my side. Quincy came in here this morning on YouTube, thank you Quincy, and said hi. Quincy is demonstrating in all of the ways that he can that he's on the A team. But there are people who don't show up and don't say hi. There are people who show up and don't say hi. And the spirit of my throat chakra and discernment allows me to be good with quiet. Because every time I'm quiet, people start doing things. And the more they do, the more my discernment allows me to see it for exactly what it is. Come on, somebody. So I love quiet. I don't mind having one person in my live streams because that one person is for me. And everybody else who will ask me questions like, where you been? What you been doing? Are you good? I'm like, you would know that if you were around, but you ain't around. And so me allowing myself to be good with quiet on my live streams allows me to see who's truly for me. If I see you in here every day, or if I see you in here once a week, or if you come in bringing your celebration of the love work that I'm doing, if you're giving me the yellow the trophy yellow smiling that Quincy's giving me, then I know you're for me. If you are operating in different ways, if you're moving in different ways, if you're moving around me, if you're not present to me and my love flow, then I discern different things as well. So this is why I'm okay with it for now. I know that it won't always be just Quincy, Keith, and me sitting around, or Poppy Water 33, thank you for stopping by, sitting around in these live streams. I am nesting right now. I am preparing a place for the greatness inside of me. When you are aligned with your throat chakra, just to double it down one more time, because I feel like someone needs to hear this today. I feel like somebody needs to hear that there is a blessing in quiet. I use this all the time as a tool of discernment. Thank you, higher power. Thank you, Most High. Thank you, Most High, that I can shut up. Y'all think I talk a lot. I've only been talking in here for about 52 minutes and 6 seconds. When I stop talking here, I may go sing somewhere, but after that, I ain't talking no more until I come back tonight. Ain't nothing to talk about. The blessing is in the quiet. When I'm still, God can speak to me. When I'm still, I can survey the room and be like, is she really on the floor? Now, I can't tell y'all what that's about. But when you're quiet, you can go, is she rolling around on the floor? Is she rolling around on the floor? Is she? Y'all don't want me to do it today. Because I speak love, and I speak truth, and I speak harmony. So when I see chaos and violence around me, I don't want it. And remember earlier we talked about getting up from the table when they're preparing something that you don't want to have. Doesn't make anybody a bad person, because people are really, really hell-bent on not being viewed as bad people. Doesn't make you a bad person if I'm a vegan and you're serving me beef if you don't know that I'm a vegan. But if you know that I'm a vegan and you keep serving me beef, then we got a problem. Because you're not honoring my truth at the same level that I do. But anyway, when you're aligned with your throat chakra, you can articulate your thoughts and feelings in the ways that I do. You can trust your intuition and your discernment, and you can be very, very good with quiet or expressing. It doesn't matter whether you're quiet or you're expressing. There's a peace inside you because you know that if you need to speak up and resign, if you need to speak up and say, don't talk to me ever again, blessings on your journey, you're able to do that, but not in an angry energy. I've told many people, some that Quincy knows, some that Poppy Water knows, I've told many people, you will see the goodness of the Lord, and they just walked out the room. You will see the goodness of the Lord. It will be revealed to you in this time, and then walked out the room. Ain't nothing else to talk about. If you want to put on a color today that will release your throat chakra, you can do a hint or light blue or turquoise. If you want, it wards off dark spirits. It puts you in a space of forgiveness, calm, communication, and confidence. A lot of the work that I do with people day in and day out is all about increasing confidence. Most people don't fail because they're bad people. People fail because they don't have a plan. And so I work with people to plan their confidence. You do know that I have to plan my confidence to show up here on these live streams, right? Some days I don't feel like showing up and doing my calling and doing my assignment and my soul work. Some days I just want to sit around and be dirty and not wash my armpits. Some days I don't want to wash my armpits. Some days I don't want to come out and speak that you are loved and lovable over the people. By the way, if you've not heard it today, let me be the first to tell you that you are loved and lovable. You don't have to procrastinate, Slim Shady. You don't have to procrastinate. Procrastination is just robbing you of your joy in the present moment. Don't be a victim to that. Remember, in every moment you can affirm the affirmation, I choose. It's a wonderful affirmation. I choose to move forward. One of the great affirmations that we don't do every day, but that we should do about procrastination is, I choose to be in command of my life. I choose to be in command of my life. I choose to walk and operate in my purpose. I am a PhD procrastinator as well, but I'm telling you one thing, Tina Turner died yesterday. So she showed me that I got a limited time. Poppy Waters right. Speak differently over yourself. Say, I'm no longer procrastinating. Some of the teachers would say, don't do I am negative statements. Don't say, I am not a procrastinator. Start speaking over your life. Because when you start saying, I'm not a procrastinator, we're still talking about the procrastination. If you say over your life, I'm not a procrastinator, we still are centering the procrastination. I would say, I am moving forward in my callings. That way we ain't talking about the stuff that's low vibrational anymore. We're only focusing on the good. We're only focusing on the power of the I am. So I'm not even going to mention the P word anymore because that's not your truth, Slim Shady 517YU. That's not your truth anymore. You're not in that P word anymore. You are, I am moving forward in my calling. I am that I say that I am, and I am right on time for my earthly assignment. I am right on time for my earthly assignment. I am right where I'm supposed to be. You can understand how picking up the P word, which is a thought virus, by the way, the P word is a mind virus. That P word that we're not going to talk about anymore, that's a mind virus. Because once you start programming yourself to that, you never get anything done. And it makes you feel bad. It actually, the P word is a word that anytime someone uses that particular P word, they are immediately conjuring toxic shame. I do it too. And every time I associate myself with that word in particular, for those of you just joining us now, the word is procrastination, so you don't think I've lost my mind. If you're just joining right now, good to see you. The P word is not any other P word other than procrastination, but we're not talking about that no more. Because we're not going to program our subconscious mind into that vibration. I am right where I'm supposed to be for my earthly assignment. I am present. I am present. I am present. I am meeting my needs. I am overcoming every obstacle. Some would say to even talk about the obstacle. I'm overcoming every obstacle is putting too much attention on the obstacle. I am overcoming. Or, I am victorious in my life. Let's not talk about the obstacles anymore. You understand the alchemy of this? It's a mind science. It's a tuning of your mental 3-pound box. Like everything in here is in the dark, and yet you like the sun is out. How is this in here interpreting that the sun is out, except that I'm doing this? So you can reprogram yourself. Yeah, I speak success over my situation. Welcome, Carmen. Hope you're still singing. So you can program your subconscious mind into doing whatever you want it to do. But pull yourself out of that P word and put yourself on a path towards your own success. Start programming yourself towards success. Start telling your feelings how to feel. Start telling your feelings how to feel. I am Dr. Feel Good, and I tell my feelings how to feel. Say it with me now. I am Dr. Feel Good, and I tell myself how to feel. Remember, all day you're programming yourself. So if you want to be a procrastinator, keep saying that. If you want to be a powerful person, say, I am powerful. And tell your feelings how to feel powerful. Tell your feelings how to feel powerful for the next 30 days, and you won't have the same life. Write me about it. Are there any other closing thoughts before we move on with our day? I think I'm going to go and sing over on Instagram for a little bit, and then go and find more clients and more people to love on in the world. Poppy Water says, speak it. Well, Poppy Water first said, I speak gratitude and abundance over myself and my community. Amen. I speak gratitude and abundance over my community, over myself and my community. I speak abundance and gratitude over myself and my community. And then Poppy Water also says, I speak success over my situation. I speak success over my situation. Poppy Water says, speak it, work it, receive it, which is another translation for ask, believe, receive. You got to trust that the universe wants to give you what you want, folks. Ask for it, believe it, and then just choose to see it as happiness in your life. And then Quincy said that this was a great session. That's awesome. I can't wait to see you either later tonight or tomorrow. These are all the juicy conversations that I really, really love having. If I could work it out, Quincy, where we were talking about conversations like this every waking hour of my life, some of you know I want to be in this vibration all day, every day. I can't wait to have roundtable discussions and fireside chats in the cloud where we are just talking about the goodness of us and the victory in us every day, all day. Some would say it's not possible. We've been doing it here, or I've been sitting here for an hour and 3 minutes. If we can just string that together and find the right people who want to vibe higher, and I found myself, and I'm a good person who wants to vibe higher. The Buddha would call me basically good. The Buddha says we're all basically good. So if I can find basically good people who want to vibe like this all day, we're going to have a wonderful life together. And like I said, a lot of people can't sit by me at the high school lunch table because I don't want to talk about who's sleeping with who. I don't want to talk about who pushed you into the locker. I don't want to talk about how you don't like applesauce. Like if you don't like applesauce, then don't ask the lunch lady for the applesauce. But I don't want to sit at my lunch table in high school because I believe that high school never ends in life. Someone told me that once, I'll never forget. They said, well, you know, Andre, high school never ends. So now that I've started to place people in little pockets of high school, girl, if you don't like the applesauce on your lunch tray, why'd you let that lady with the net on her head put the applesauce on your lunch tray? You should have opened up your throat chakra, which is Throat Chakra Thursday. You should have opened up your throat chakra and told that lady, you know what, I don't really like the applesauce. I prefer this instead. We're responsible for our lives and our interaction with life. Y'all know that, right? 100%. I'm working really hard in my life to not blame anybody else for what I'm going through. I'm also putting an end to nonsense very quickly these days. But we can talk about that tonight. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. And may love hold you in its big, 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 big hands. Amen, Ashe, and so it is. If you'd like to plug in later, go to our link in bio. If you plug Andre in the Flow onto the Google, if you go to Le Google and you put Andre in the Flow in, that will lead you into my Instagram, which will allow you to RSVP for tonight's session. Tonight's session, if my schedule doesn't, I think it's at here's the calendar. Tonight's nightly affirmation, because some people can't come to the day because they have traditional jobs. Some people can only come at night for affirmations. So the morning affirmations happen around this time, and the nighttime affirmations will be happening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to stop back by and top up on more affirmations and see how the affirmations are applying to my life and how they could possibly apply to yours, you're more than welcome to stop by and be in this love flow. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you at 6:30 Eastern tonight, or send me a DM if you want some extra loving. All the best. Take care.